Coming to you live from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, and all across the world, psychic, medium, and energetic healer Sheena Meadow brings you messages from Spirit, only on the Intuitive Network.
Hi, I'm Sheena Meadow, and welcome to Messages from Spirit, only on the Intuitive Network. I'm a psychic medium. I'm an interfaith minister, and I'm an energetic healer. And every day of my life, I receive messages from Spirit. So now, each week on this show, I'm going to be talking to real people who have real questions and having real conversations and receiving real messages from Spirit, and then hoping to get folks some real answers and some real healing. And that's what we do here every week, every Wednesday at 2:00 Pacific time, only on the Intuitive Network, which is on all of your streaming platforms. I love this. This is kind of my dream show. It's the show I always wanted to do, and I'm super thrilled to be here. And I adore you all. And let's do this. I'm ready for, first of all, let's talk a little bit for 1 second before we do a message, because I'm just dying to give somebody a message right now. Let's talk a little bit about inspiration. I lost a very dear friend on Saturday, and I'm still kind of really reeling from it. And people have said to me before, well, Sheena, you're a psychic medium. How come you still get sad when people die? Don't you know that people go to a better place? And the answer to that is, well, yes, of course I know that people go to a better place, but it's still sad for me as an earthbound being when something like this happens. When you lose someone, we all get sad. But I try to always find the joy and the message in everything. So I want to talk about inspiration a little bit. When someone inspires us, as this friend inspired me, it inspires us to then become inspired, and then we inspire others. Does that make sense? And that's the beautiful thing about what I like to call the wheel of life, the wheel of the universe, right? That's the beautiful thing about how it all works, is someone comes into your life and they touch you. They inspire you. They inspire you to be a better person. They inspire you to be a different person. They inspire you to become more evolved, more enlightened, more healed, more loving. They touch you in a good way, and they change you. And then because you're changed, you inspire others in your life, and then they transform. And then that happens to people that they know, and people that they know, and people that they know. And that's the super groovy and beautiful thing about the wheel of life, the wheel of the universe. How each incarnation works on this earth plane is that every little thing that we do inspires people. Somebody watching this on the Intuitive Network today will be inspired by something that I say. And that inspiration will inspire them to make a change in their life. And then others that know them or that will meet them will be inspired by that. And that makes you realize that everything you do and everything you are is for a reason. And isn't that beautiful? I think that's one of the most beautiful things about life, is to realize that we're here for a reason. It's all for a reason. There are no accidents, and everything that we do means something to the universe and also to all of the creatures on the earth. Because in some way, just you inspiring another person, they inspire another person, and it becomes this wave of change and healing. And I love that story. So think about that. Think about what you do and how you inspire others. And please honor and love and thank the people that have inspired you before it's too late. Luckily, I told my friend a lot that he inspired me. So make sure to do that with the people in your life. Okay, who wants a message from Spirit? I'm so excited. Here we go.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Who are you and where are you coming in from?
I'm Tony Ann, and I'm from North Carolina, Thomasville, North Carolina.
Beautiful. And what's your question for me today, sweetheart?
Is my life going to be changing this year?
This is a big transitional year for you. Have you had kind of a year where it's kind of been sort of a Spirit is using the word grumpy, but it's been a hard year.
Yes.
Oftentimes right before a shift, there's an expression, there's another word that starts with SH and ends with T. And there's an expression that you always have that before you have shift. And it's because I think you hit a wall with so many things in your life, and you're ready to then make that shift and branch into the next part of your life. So sometimes you'll be like, God, what is up with this year? It's awful. And then suddenly the shift happens, and then you wind up having a really amazing, glorious year afterwards. And that's what's happening for you. So Tony, don't get discouraged when there are things that are wrapping up, so to speak. Certain people maybe leave your life that no longer serve you. Different, situations in your life can end, experiences can end, because know that it's happening because Spirit is getting you ready for next year when all these new things are going to come in and open up. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Because sometimes we get really discouraged and we shut down. And the important thing
Yeah.
is not to shut down, because these things, all these different things, sweetheart, they're not endings for you. They're just wrapping up the old so the new can begin, like wrapping up the old storylines so the new things can start next year. But it's important that you don't shut down and that you stay open, because if you want the new things to come in next year, you have to stay spiritually open and awake and ready for them, right? So if
Yeah.
I were you, I would start to just focus on January. Enjoy this year. Let the things wrap up. Let the year wind down. Get through the holidays. But all the while in the back of your mind, no, the new things are coming next year. The new things are opening up next year. The time of shift is coming. And I've got all this exciting stuff happening. So now I can just kind of coast through the next 6 months and enjoy it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It
Have you
does.
felt that? Because sometimes when the shift is coming, you can also almost feel like a sort of a distant tingling in your soul. Do you know what I mean?
I do. And I've been feeling like I need more lately, and something just needs to change. Like I need something for me.
Yeah.
If there's
And during
something.
this, yes, I agree, sweetheart. And during this period where things are winding down, um, start something new. Work on your spiritual path. Learn a new spiritual vocation. Take a class in something you love. Do something artistic. Do all the things that you can do to feed your soul as you get ready for this shift. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. You are wonderful, my friend. I hope I helped, and I wish you the best. This shift
Yes.
is exciting, and it's coming soon. Get
Yes.
ready.
Thank you. Thank you so
Take care,
much.
honey. Thank
You
you so
too.
much. I'm always so grateful for the one who goes first, because it must be hard to come up when you haven't seen the other people. They're all waiting backstage right now. And if you want to be a guest on the show, you can text me, which is 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. Send me a text message and say, I want to be a guest on Messages from Spirit. And we'll get you in. We're booking kind of far in advance right now because so many people want to do it. But we'll get you a slot and we'll get you on the show. And as you just saw with Tony Ann, it's a lot of fun, right? It's fun to be here. It's fun for me to connect with you all. And I absolutely love it. Okay, so speaking of which, I'm now ready to give another message from Spirit. Who wants one? Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Who are you and where are you coming in from, sweetie?
My name's Katie, and I'm from Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey.
Beautiful. And what's your question for me today?
Kind of the same as Tori Ann. I've just been feeling really emotional lately. Like I'm at a standstill. And I'm just wondering if anything's going to change anytime soon. It's been a lot.
When I tap into you, Katie, I see a phoenix rising from the ashes. I really feel that your shift, sweetheart, is not just a shift. It's like a rebirth, that you are getting like a makeover. And what the end of this year is going to bring you is like Katie 2.0. That there are so many things in your life. And we get to phases like this in our lives where we realize that there are just, we're like, whoa, whatever path I'm on, this ain't working. I need to get on a new path. And I think that you're at the place where you're now walking down the end of this path, getting ready to hop onto the new path. As soon as you see the fork in the road, there will be your new path to take. And it's coming. And like with Tony, and interestingly, coming around the first of the year again. So now for you is really the time, sweetheart, to let go of everything that you don't need.
Right.
If you don't want to, you ever seen like a movie where the plane's going to crash because it's too heavy and they start throwing all the baggage off the plane to lighten it? It's time for you to just start chucking the baggage off the plane, to keep yourself and your spirit, your soul, as light as you can right now.
Okay.
Because you're going to want to be pretty much traveling light for the shift. So, resentments and people that have not been good, and, people that have been, are dragging you in the wrong direction or dragging you down, letting go of grief, letting go of separations that have made you sad, and all those like dark thoughts that tell you like you're never going to have a great life and it's never all going to work out for you. And just imagine them like bags at the airport, and you're just throwing them off the plane, because you don't need any of that anymore. You need to rise from the ashes like the phoenix and start fresh. And starting fresh doesn't mean you have to let go of the things in your life that are beautiful, because you bring those things with you. It just means that you got to let go of all these things that aren't working because they're just dragging you down. And worse than dragging you down, sweetheart, they're making you believe things about your life that aren't true. They're making you believe that you can't do it, or you're not worthy of it, or it's never going to happen, or you're never going to get what you want. And all of that isn't true. It's just part of the like gunky sludge that needs to be thrown off the plane, right?
Yeah.
So keep believing. And like I said to Tony Ann, very important to keep in your mind this January, new year, fresh start, new year, fresh start. And then do everything you can in the next 6 months to prep yourself for that shift coming. So you're in like a really pure and a really open place when that happens. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So I wish you the best of luck, sweetie. You're going to be great. And the shift is coming, and it's all good news.
Okay, thank you.
Take care, love. I appreciate you.
Bye.
Wow, I wonder if that's going to be a theme. So this is only our 3rd episode of Messages from Spirit. And it seems like every week there seems to be a general theme in questions. And I never know what anybody's going to ask me. As a matter of fact, if people text me that are slated for a slot on the show and they say, what kind of question should I ask? I always say, I don't ever, whatever works for you, whatever's good for you is what you should ask. If you want to know more about me, I've got a website at sheenametalspiritual.com. Feel free to visit me there. I would love that, and learn a little more about me, find out some more about me, at sheenametalspiritual.com. And you can also find my phone number there to text me if you want to be a guest on the show. You can learn about my entertainment life, my spiritual life, how they kind of have come together. And you can learn about this show and all the different things that are happening in my life. And remember, we're here only on the Intuitive Network every Wednesday at 2:00 Pacific time. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready for another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's so amazing. My name is Carrie from Hollywood, California.
Hi,
Um,
Carrie.
it's so amazing that we didn't plan it, and just everybody has a theme, and it gets to me, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yeah. I
it's
think,
the same
Carrie,
theme, it's the same feeling.
I think it's because, Carrie, there is an energy, right? To every time in our life has an energy. And for whatever reason, this week, what must be spirit is really working kind of covertly on everybody, low key, to have you ask the questions about what's going on in my life. So what's your question, sweetheart?
My question is, I have a very creative energy all throughout, and sometimes I feel like an octopus because I don't know where to go first and what will succeed or this would work or this won't work, and so I want to find out where my direction is headed.
Okay. First of all, you're my first local that's done the show since we started. You're here in Hollywood, and I come out of Southern California. I'm a Los Angeles person, so you're my first one that's been local. So, welcome home. Okay, so really, Carrie, what you said about an octopus is very telling because an octopus has all these different tentacles, right? But when they walk, like on the bottom of the ocean, they manage to move themselves forward quite quickly by making all of those limbs work in tandem with each other. Now, when you're a multifaceted and multi-hyphenate creative, it's very common that you're not just one thing, one thing, one thing. There are creatives that are like that. But most of us that are creatives, we have a lot of different things that we do and a lot of different interests within the creative world. So this is the thing about spirit. Spirit will throw you, if you just stay open and you get into a calm sort of Zen place, sweetheart, spirit will throw you the thing that is right for you next. And you don't have to stress out about it. And when we're young and we're in acting school, music school, dance school, art school, whatever, we are taught to go out and get that, right? Get it, grab it, make your career, make it happen. And that's earth thinking. That's earth plane thinking. Spiritual thinking is very much the opposite of that. Spiritual thinking is you wait in your place, in your now space, and spirit will tell you what is next. Like I literally have books of creative and spiritual, which I also consider creative, projects that I want to do. And I could get spun out. Like, when you were young and you go to Blockbuster Video and there were like thousands of videos on the shelves and I start to trip out. I'm like, I don't know what to rent next. I want it all right now. But you would find something that your eye caught and you would just grab it. And that's what you would rent. It's the same thing. Spirit will let you know what's next. And the trick is, one, to trust what Spirit's telling you, sweetheart, and two, not to panic. And remember, like the octopus, as long as you're moving forward, it doesn't matter which limb is moving when. It just matters that you're moving forward. So consider all of your creative hopes and dreams and wishes and gifts all as the same thing and not as different things. And when spirit moves one along, it's going to help to move the others along. And the most important thing is that you're moving. And not let yourself get tripped up with the,
Yes.
But what about my music? But what about my art? But what about my dance? But what about this? But what about that? Because the truth is, if something good happens in any of those aspects, it's still helping you and it's still happening for you and you're still moving forward. And that's still the most important thing. So you have to think of everything as a win and not worry about, but this didn't happen yet, or that didn't happen yet. It's okay. You got to wait for it because the universe doesn't give a damn about your timeline, right? They have their own timeline for you. And instead of not worrying about what hasn't happened yet, be thankful for what has happened. And I tell my creative clients this all the time. We all have the journal with the list of things that we want to do, but we also need to make the journal with the lists of things that we have done. I always tell them, go back once a week and read your bio, because you need to remind yourself how many things have happened for you and not the things that haven't happened. Does that make sense, Carrie?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So you're in good shape, my friend, and I
Thank you
appreciate
so
you.
much.
And I want to hear all about the good things as they happen.
Thank you.
Keep moving like the octopus, my friend. All right. It's hard to be a creative person. It's not easy to be artistic, and it's especially hard when we live in a world where this earthbound plane is not really set up for creative people. And the business part of the entertainment business or the art business is the part we're usually not very good at. So we have to find a way to sort of go against our own grain, right? And navigate a world that is very foreign to us. And it's very easy to get overwhelmed. And the trick is not to get overwhelmed, to know that spirit is always holding your hand. Their big spirit God hand is in your little tiny human hand, and you're walking your path holding hands, and you're never alone. It's so important to remember that. It's so important. If you want to find me on social media, I'm at Sheena Metal everywhere. I interact a lot. I do live broadcasts 3 times a week, and I post a lot of stuff. I try to post inspirational stuff. I only post positive stuff. Sometimes my dark sense of humor slips in, but I try to keep that in check. So connect with me and let's be connected. We're all in this together, and the more we connect to each other, the happier we all are, and the better it is. So I would love to give another message from Spirit right now. If you want to be a guest on the show, 818-437-0886. Send me a text message and we'll get you in for August. That's what I'm booking right now, the second week of August. And I'm having so much fun here, and I'm so grateful to the Intuitive Network and to my wonderful team, my engineer, Emery, who is amazing, my producer, Adam, and of course, the man who created Intuitive, the wonderful Michael, my 3 musketeers who take care of me every week. I love you all, and I'm so grateful for you. Who wants a message from Spirit? Let's do this.
Hey, Sheena, how are you?
Hi, who are you and where are you coming in from, sweetheart?
My name's Lulu, and I'm coming in from Dallas, Texas.
Awesome. You know what, before COVID, I taught twice a year in Dallas. I had never been to Dallas,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I fell so in love with it. It has such a beautiful energy.
Come on back.
I'm coming. I want to
we'll
come for a month with the cat and just write a book there.
do
because I
it. We can
love
do a
that.
co-creation.
Nice. I love that. So
So-
what's your question for me today,
Well,
sweetheart?
first, I want to say I appreciate what you're doing. And it's so funny what Carrie said, funny but not funny, because I literally just told my friend the other day I felt like an octopus, and I've never heard anyone else say that. So it's just really cool to kind of get that
aspects.
right.
Nice.
So my question is that I feel very disconnected from my family of origin, and I've gotten messages from other intuitives that the energy of my ancestors is very strong and watching over me, but somehow I don't feel that. Not just only in my kind of 3D world, but also with the ancestors that have passed, right? So oftentimes feeling kind of very alone in myself, right? And so maybe the question is perhaps some insight on the role of the bigger picture of me and my family line, right? Or where do I need to look to connect? Or
Sure.
maybe, yeah, something like that.
Now, remember a couple things. Remember that when we talk about ancestral, we're usually talking about our human ancestral line, our earthbound ancestral line for this incarnation. But remember, every life when you come back and you're somebody different, you have a different earthbound ancestral life. You know, every lifetime your ancestry.com is different.
Yeah.
But you also have your soul family, which is your real family, your at home family, right? And some people say heaven, I call it home. And those folks often come back and reincarnate with you. Like if you meet somebody and you feel so drawn to them at the very get-go.
Right. That has happened.
Because that's soul family. That's your soul pod, and you're meeting somebody from your real family again. So, and I say this because I don't want you to ever feel like you're disconnected, because your soul family is with you all the time. You have 4 spirit guides. They are with you all the time. Of course, spirit is with you all the time because spirit parents us all through every life. I think that you have had a lot going on in your life. You are also in a transition and a shift. You're kind of in the middle of your shift right now. And you, that sometimes causes us to become more internalized. And I think as you have become more internalized, sometimes when we draw inward, we inadvertently block out those that are around us. So I think if you worked, sweetie, to turn yourself more outward, to turn off your internal dialogue a little bit sometimes and open up your receiving channel. Imagine it like that, the big antenna on the top of SETI looking for the aliens, and just let them know you're ready for them to connect with you and bring messages in. We do need to go inside of ourselves and also do that internal work. And this time has been very important for you, Lulu, to do that. But it's also important now that you stop and listen to the guidance that others have as well, and try to find a balance between those two things as you're on this fast track of enlightenment and growth and shift right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing for you to know, that spirit is telling me, and that everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, that I'll hear these messages.
Yes,
and perhaps my parents were just my parents.
Perhaps, but that doesn't mean that they're not around to guide you. Yeah. You can have people guide you from beyond, even if they're not part of your soul family. It all works together, right? Your earthbound people and your heaven people, everybody plays together to make you and to make things better for you. If a loved one dies and still guides you from the beyond, but then decides to reincarnate, and then you don't maybe see them again, they might not be soul family, but they certainly were an impact on you in this incarnation, and that makes them very special, right?
Yeah.
So you're in good shape, my friend. I wish you so much luck during this shift.
Thank you so much.
Everybody's on a shift today. Thank you, sweetheart. I can't wait to come to Dallas soon.
Yes. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'm coming to Dallas, folks, and I'm bringing the cat. Yeah, everybody's shifting today. I think that's beautiful, and I want to give someone another message from spirit. So let's do it. Hi. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I can't hear this wonderful person. Oh, there you are. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Who are you and where are you coming in from, sweetie?
My name is Kara. I'm in Thomasville, North Carolina.
Beautiful. Is that where you're from?
No, I'm from Brooklyn.
Oh,
New York.
I was going to say, baby, you don't sound North Carolina.
Oh, no. Definitely not.
So what's your question for me today, sweetie?
Well, just kind of looking where my life is headed. My husband and I separated not too long ago, so I'm working hard to move forward and take care of myself, but just not sure where things are headed with he and I.
Okay, I get it. It's hard, right? Because it feels like you have moved. It's like you've evolved faster. Does that make sense? Spiritually.
Yes.
You've done a lot of work on yourself, and it's almost like he's, I was going to say trying to catch up, but he's not really trying that hard. He's not really catching up. And I think that it's super important that you guys find a way to get on the same page. I don't believe there is a loss of love, but I believe there's a little bit of a strained connection as you have grown off in directions that he almost doesn't understand. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
So that is a hard place to be, right? Because people need to grow together. You don't have to be in exactly the same place all the time, but you need to be in a place where you don't become almost foreign to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Do you think he's gonna get there?
I think he wants to get there. And I think it would be great if you guys had some conversations. What I was saying earlier to Carrie about how important it is to write down the things that have happened for you. I think with you two, it's important to have a lot of conversations about the good things about you, the good things about the connection, the good memories that you've had. Because I feel, sweetie, like he is, and you are to a lesser degree, focusing on what hasn't happened and what isn't happening and where you're not on the same plane right now. It's important sometimes to go back and re-strengthen that connection and remember what is good about you and where you are on the same plane, and then try to work the places where the incongruities are. Try to work those out. He really does want to be where you are, and he really does love you. He's very scared of change. He's scared of growth, and he's not really sure what he thinks about all the spiritual stuff. He's not 100% sold on that. Yeah. And so I think if you try to encourage him, and he'll almost take it as like patronizing. I think it's important that you just get with him on, hey, remember this good thing, and we love this. Why don't we go do this? And just bring some more happy memories into the situation. Yeah. Does that make sense, darling?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Work on that and keep me posted and let me know how it's going. And I'm praying for you both, and I'm rooting for you. And I appreciate you being here today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care, sweetheart.
Have a good day.
You too. It's hard. Relationships are hard. There was a pause there, right? And I wasn't sure what I was going to say. But what I am going to say is relationships are hard. And it's hard because it's hard enough to manage your own spiritual path. That's kind of enough of a butt kicker. But then to try to, on top of that, manage your the spiritual path of somebody else, and then the two of you are married or living together, and it just gets hard. So the best we can do is just work on it every day and do the best we can. And I wish you both love and luck, as I do for everybody working through a relationship issue. Okay, I'd love to give another message from Spirit if somebody wants one. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Who are you and where are you from in the world?
I'm Rose, originally from Oxnard, California, but now living in Berlin, Connecticut.
Oh, beautiful. How close is that to New Haven? That's where I'm from.
Very close, actually.
Nice. So we're tri-state girls. Represent.
Yeah, near Hartford.
What's your question for me today, sweetheart? Where are you at right now? How are you feeling in your life?
I was wondering if Spirit could give me some guidance as to my love life in the near future.
Okay. I feel that's sort of like you're waiting for some forward movement there. Is that right?
Yes, I do have someone in my life. Trying to figure out what happens next.
Yeah, I feel like you're sort of ready to go, and your person is kind of hemming and hawing a little bit and not moving at the speed with which you would like.
He's out of the country at the moment, on his way back.
Okay. I feel like you need to, and this has been a theme today too, kind of slow your emotional roll a little bit and think about what's good, and then stay in this very sort of Zen place and wait for spirit to give you the next move for the two of you. Because whatever's going on with him, you can't make it move any faster than it's moving. Is there like a dog chewing a toy by you?
A dog?
Do you hear that noise?
Yeah, it's like a crackly noise that I hear. But no, I don't have any pets.
It sounds like somebody just gave a rawhide to a chihuahua. It's fantastic. But does that make sense? I mean, I think instead of putting so much expectation around it, you need to just let it be what it is and allow it to happen organically as it's supposed to.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Oh yeah. I just was wondering if, there was, I guess, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Just
Okay.
move just let it happen as it's supposed to happen. That's what Spirit's saying. And I wish you the best. Thank you for being here, sweetheart. It's going to be okay.
Thank you. All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
I know I always say the universe doesn't give a damn about your timeline. And when I work with clients, I don't say damn. But this is a family show. It is true. You have to sort of lock into the groove of it. It's like if you were merging onto the freeway, you wouldn't merge onto the freeway and then just start like deciding you're taking it over and banging into cars and shoving them out of the way. The freeway's already moving and you merge into the freeway and you move with the flow of what's going on. That's how everything in our life should be. You're merging in with spirit. You're co-creating and working together with spirit. And with relationships, it's the hardest, but it's also the most necessary to do it that way. Thank you, Rosa, for asking that wonderful question. Who wants a message from spirit?
Thank you.
Hi.
This is Doc. Hi, Sheena.
Hi, Doc. How are you? Where are you
Not
from, my
bad.
friend?
Calling from Los Angeles, California.
Another one of my homies. I love that story.
Yeah.
What's your question from you, my friend?
I was wondering if I have a guardian angel watching over me from the other side. I feel like I do, and I feel like I know what it is, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, it is. It's funny. The term guardian angel is not one that I use a lot. I like the term guiding spirit because angelics are different. They're like the, police, fire, EMTs of heaven. They belong to everyone. And when we need them, they come. But a guiding spirit is somebody that you knew on the earth.
Yeah.
That has passed and comes back to watch over you. This one is male. Do you know who that is?
I'm not exactly sure. Could be my grandfather.
Yeah. A strong belief in you and a strong belief in you as a creative. And he's always sort of wanting you to pick up your art and move forward with it. And he sort of is always guiding you for that. And trying to, because there are times, right, where other things in our lives get in the way and our creativity suffers.
Yeah.
And he's really wanting you to get with the creative program, if that makes sense. And, and start really moving forward again with your art. He's like, what's going on with that? Where's that? Because you're very much working in the artistic world and you're a supporter of other creatives. And he thinks that's wonderful because that's really your higher human work, right? That's your service that you're helping to bring awareness to others. But he wants to know when it's your time, when you're going to be working on your stuff and really kind of coming out, as he's saying, coming out with your stuff, because that's a part of your soul that needs to be fed. And his concern is your soul. He's also protecting you from yourself, he's saying, from bad decisions that you can make with your own mental health, that sometimes you can be your worst enemy. Yeah. And he wants you to become your best friend so that you are really working in tandem, in partnership with yourself and not working against yourself, which has happened a lot.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very insightful.
So he wants you to get on the program, make you your number one best friend, And remember that it's not selfish to put yourself first. Self-love is the opposite of selfish. It's what you need to do. It's like how the flight attendant says, put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can save the rest of the plane.
Yep.
It's time for you to put your mask on, and in that, bring out your own creativity, so that, because that's a huge gift that Spirit has given you to bring to the world. And all of your creative team in heaven, your spirit guides and the angelics and Spirit, God energy itself, source, wants you to bring that gift to light now. So now's your time.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Sounds good? You
Sounds
bet.
wonderful.
Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Sheena.
Have a good one.
You too.
Two LA people today and two guys. We got two guys. I hate to be so excited about men. I'm such a female empowerment person. But in the psychic world, it's much harder for men to step up and ask questions. And I believe in breaking down all social barriers so we're all equals. And that is a big part of it. Hey, if you want to be a guest here on Messages from Spirit on the Intuitive Network, only on the Intuitive Network, send me a text message, 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. I would love that. Okay, one more message from Spirit. I've got one to deliver.
Hi, Sheena.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Who are you and where are you coming from in the world?
I'm Jalen. I'm born and raised in Plano, Texas.
Beautiful. Texas represents again.
Yes.
I've had so many folks from Texas on here in the last 3 weeks. I think the country would be surprised to know how much Texas loves psychics.
Right? You wouldn't think.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So what's your question for me today, sweetheart?
You're going to be really surprised.
Okay,
but I have recently opened myself up to someone new.
Oh,
and
okay.
I would just like to know if it is going to progress into something. I just want to know if it's like, if we're going to be on the same page romantically, and if it's going to like be something that could possibly be something.
Yeah,
you know?
what? I like it. And I'm saying, and if I ever say too much on the show, just let me know you've said too much. But you are in what we call twin flame separation, which means that you have met and been with your twin flame, but as twin flames often happen, there is a period of separation because one twin can't get it together.
Mm-hmm.
During that time, a lot of folks feel like they're supposed to shrivel up and die and wait for the twin to come back, or their lives stop till the twin comes back. The truth is, no one should ever hold their spiritual path up for anyone else. You got to move forward and keep moving. And I think bringing fresh love into your life is a beautiful thing and a much needed thing. And it looks really good. I would say what I said earlier, when Cara asked about, when Rose asked about the relationship that she is in, the most important thing is that you stay empowered in your spiritual self and you allow it to happen as it's happening, and not start to get, all excited or overexcited or think for the both of you or decide what's going to happen. Because sometimes when we think we've got this all figured out and we know how it's going to go, Spirit's like, yes, no, we're going to tell you how it's happening. So I think it's just important that you release and you give yourself up. The Christians say, give yourself up to God, right? You release into the universe and you allow Spirit to tell you what's going to be next. Because it looks really beautiful. It just needs to follow its organic flow.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. So basically take a chill pill.
Take a chill pill and believe, release and believe that the universe has the best intentions for you, that the universe has it all figured out for you. It's so important that we not try to control our life. I mean, we have to in a way, but we also have to release the Spirit and let Spirit control the big things and we deal with the little things, and just make sure we're ready for the big things when they come. So just stay, like I said earlier, stay in tandem with the universe, not fighting the universe all the time. And this looks really beautiful and I'm really happy for you.
Okay, thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for allowing me to deliver a message from spirit to you.
Of course.
What amazing people that we had today. Oh my goodness. If you want to be on the show, send me a text message, 818-437-0886. This is my phone. I'm the crazy psychic that gives out her cell phone all over the internet. So it's perfectly okay to text me 24 hours a day. I do sleep, and when I do, I just turn it off. Also, visit my website and learn some more about you. Learn some more about me, and let me learn some more about you. SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. That's my website. I would love that. And let's just be in contact. Even if you don't want to be on the show, let's just get in touch. It's so important in this virtual world that we reach out and really touch real people and get to know people and stay connected, because we're one human family and we are stronger together. And the more we are connected, the more light that we can bring to the world. And bringing light to the world, that's my jam. I have a nonprofit, raisingthevibration.org. It's a peace, love, kindness, and unity nonprofit that I founded after my mom passed to carry on her teachings and all the good spiritual stuff I was raised with. If you want to give that a visit, I would love that. And of course, on social media, I'm everywhere just at Sheena Metal, and that's Facebook, it's TikTok, it's Instagram, it's YouTube, it's Twitter. I do 3 live broadcasts a week where I do some get to know some people live, and we have a little fun on the air. I also do a couple of radio shows for iHeartRadio. The info about that is on my website, and it's so wonderful to be a part of the Intuitive Network and to be here every Tuesday at 2:00 Pacific time with you all. I will always be here every week. I'll always be delivering messages from spirit. I'll always be a real down-to-earth psychic, having real conversations with real people, getting real messages and delivering real answers and real healing, because we keep it all really down to earth here. That's how I am. That's the kind of spiritual practitioner I am. And that's how I like to deal with people. And I think you're getting a little bit of that every week on the show. Until I see you next Wednesday at 2:00 Pacific time, you can do this for me. Seek peace wherever you go. Live in love. We should always be living in love, because all you need is love, and love is all there is. Always practice kindness at all times. Random acts of kindness, every bit of kindness. Embrace kindness, and embrace unity. Like I said earlier, we're one human family, and we're not meant to go through this alone. We're supposed to go through this as a collective of souls living in light, trying to become more enlightened and more evolved every day, so we can ascend and raise the vibration of ourselves and raise the vibration of everything. Always work to raise your vibration. And most importantly, and this is probably the most important thing I will ever say to you, remember this: you are love. You are the embodiment of love, and you are loved. You are loved by so many. You are loved by spirit, and you are loved by me. I'm Sheena Metal at SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. This is Messages from Spirit, only on the Intuitive Network. And you know what? Stay beautiful, and I'll see you next week.